Mark, right now, all we have confirmed is that indeed it was an officer-involved shooting and that one person was taken to the hospital right above this hill behind me. That has been an issue here today as well, with firefighters trying to remain warm, especially now since they're nearly done. Some of the water that they were using has frozen over in her driveway, but they have a mobile relief unit here for them and for that homeowner. The American Red Cross is assisting her tonight. And your guide is going to be this Alabama Tenants Handbook. It details if your lease is breached, you are entitled to the immediate return of your deposit, something that's ultimately determined by a judge in court. Since the city has used TIFs in the past, Davis elaborated on the success of several other districts and how businesses celebrated seeing more revenue once bills were paid off. There is a local minister alliance working to craft up more concise security measures to share with congregations across the area, that in partnership with local authorities. Those same authorities tell me that you can hire off-duty police officers to man your services. In Huntsville in particular, you can get officers to come out to do free safety security checks. Now, there's no word yet on exactly which areas could see these TIFs. The spokeswoman says that tonight's vote just allows for conversation when that time occurs. We'll have all the latest on tonight's meeting when the news continues at 10. Hundreds of women gathered here in Big Spring Park today for many different reasons, with one common denominator: change. They say they weren't here just for themselves. They were here for each other.
It is very important, because if we're not going to do it, then who is? Millions
of women across the country making some noise as they pour onto the streets for the second Women's March, from New York to Los Angeles, from Chicago to the Tennessee Valley.
We're showing up and we're shaking things up.
We've got a message and we need to be heard.
Standing with them are men.
I'm a husband, a son, a brother, and an uncle, and I really, really, really want to make sure that all the women in my life know that they have voices and that we are here to amplify them, not speak for them.
People who were in D.C. for last year's historic and inaugural march called it electrifying and say the same spark was in the Tennessee Valley today.
Equality has got to be our #1 issue. Women that have been afraid to speak against how they feel, or they've been afraid of what society is going to change. It's a new day.
As they march for things that have taken over headlines, like putting an end to sexual harassment and misconduct or fighting for equal pay, it is not lost upon them to recognize the progress that has been made.
There is this rising volcano of resistance, and like never before.
17-year-old Rima Matar says she doesn't expect everyone to understand why today is so important, but regardless, she believes in miracles for herself and girls all across the country.
A lot of people, as I said before, don't believe that they can make a change, but it only makes one person to light up a candle in a room full of darkness.
The theme of this year's march was power to the polls. For Huff, she says she doesn't want to see women just get out and vote. She wants to see them step up and run for public office, and that Alabama needs representation that is representative of its people. In Big Spring Park, McKinley Strother, WAFF 48 News.